If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of people watching this. But here's where things get real. What most people don't realize is that the difference between success and staying stuck isn't talent, luck, or even resources. It's consistency and mindset. In the US, the people who win aren't always the smartest. They're the ones who keep showing up, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, and especially when nobody is watching. Think about it. Every successful person you admire once started with 0 followers, 0 money, and 0 recognition. The only thing they had was belief and action. So if you're sitting there waiting for the perfect moment, let me tell you, there is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is when you decide to start. Whether it's building a business, improving your life, or chasing your dream career, the biggest mistake you can make is overthinking instead of doing. Start messy, start small, but start now. And here's something most people won't tell you. Growth is uncomfortable. In fact, if you feel uncomfortable right now, that's actually a good sign. It means you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's exactly where real change happens. In America, the culture celebrates winners, but nobody talks enough about the struggle behind the scenes, the late nights, the failures, the doubts. You're going to fail, and that's okay. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. The key is to learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Imagine where you could be 6 months from now if you stay consistent starting today. Your future self is watching you right now, waiting for you to make a decision. So don't just watch this video and feel motivated for a few minutes. Take action, because at the end of the day, motivation fades, but discipline is what changes your life.
Now let's take this even deeper, because this is the part where most people quit, and you're not going to be one of them. At some point, the excitement fades and reality kicks in. You're going to have days where you don't feel motivated, where things don't go your way, and where it feels like nothing is working. That's normal. In the US, the people who actually succeed understand one powerful truth. You don't need to feel motivated to take action. You just need to build discipline. Discipline is showing up when you're tired, when you're frustrated, and when you'd rather do anything else. It's about doing the work even when there's no immediate reward. Because the truth is, success doesn't happen overnight. It's built quietly, day by day, through small actions that most people ignore. And if you can master those small actions, you can completely change your life. Stop looking for shortcuts, because the long way is actually the fastest way when you stay consistent. And here's where everything starts to shift, when you take full responsibility for your life. No more blaming circumstances, no more waiting for someone to save you, and no more excuses. In America, the mindset that separates winners from everyone else is ownership. You own your decisions, your habits, your time, and your future. When you start thinking like that, everything changes. You become more focused, more driven, and more in control. And yes, it's not easy, but it's worth it. Imagine waking up every day knowing you're building something real, something meaningful, something that actually moves your life forward. That feeling is powerful. So take a moment right now and decide, are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to level up? Because nobody else is going to make that choice for you. This is your life, your journey, and your opportunity to create something incredible.
Now let's talk about something that quietly holds most people back: fear. Not just the obvious fear of failure, but the fear of being judged, the fear of not being good enough, and even the fear of success itself. In the US, so many people have big ideas, big dreams, and real potential, but they never take that first step because they're worried about what others might think. Here's the truth: people are going to have opinions no matter what you do, so you might as well do what matters to you. The moment you stop living for approval and start living with purpose, everything changes. You begin to think differently, act differently, and most importantly, you start moving forward without hesitation. Another thing you need to understand is that your environment plays a huge role in your growth. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, or people who don't believe in growth, it's going to slow you down. In America, successful people are very intentional about who they spend time with and what they consume, whether it's content, conversations, or daily habits. You don't need a huge circle, you just need the right one. Even if you don't have that yet, you can create it by learning from books, podcasts, and online communities that push you to be better. Feed your mind with things that challenge you and inspire action. Over time, this builds a stronger mindset, and that mindset becomes your biggest advantage. Finally, let's talk about patience, because this is where most people lose. Everyone wants fast results, quick money, and instant success, but real growth doesn't work like that. In the US, the people who truly make it understand that success is a long-term game. There will be times when it feels like nothing is happening, like your efforts aren't paying off, but that's just part of the process. Progress is often invisible before it becomes obvious. The key is to trust the process and keep going, even when you don't see results right away. Because one day, all those small efforts will compound and everything will start to click. And when that moment comes, you'll be glad you didn't quit.
Now let's get real about something that most people avoid: your daily habits. Because at the end of the day, your life isn't built on big moments. It's built on what you do every single day. In the US, the people who win don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. They wake up with a plan, they protect their time, and they stay focused on what actually moves the needle. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with small changes. Wake up a little earlier. Cut distractions. Stay consistent with one goal. Those small wins build confidence, and that confidence builds momentum. And once you have momentum, everything starts to feel different. You're no longer stuck, you're in motion. That's the shift you've been looking for. And here's the part that separates average from exceptional: focus. We live in a world full of distractions, especially in America, where everything is fighting for your attention. Social media, notifications, endless entertainment. It's easy to lose hours without even realizing it. But successful people treat focus like a superpower. They know that where your attention goes, your life follows. So if you want better results, you have to guard your attention like it matters, because it does. Turn off the noise, set clear priorities, and commit to finishing what you start. It won't be easy at first, but nothing worth having ever is. Stay locked in, stay consistent, and remember, every single day is another chance to move closer to the life you actually want.
Now, let's talk about something that can completely change your direction: how you see yourself. Because whether you realize it or not, your identity shapes your actions. In the US, high performers don't just set goals, they build identities. They don't say, "I'm trying to be successful." They say, "I'm the kind of person who shows up, who works hard, and who finishes what I start." That shift might sound small, but it changes everything. When you start identifying as someone disciplined, focused, and committed, your behavior begins to match that identity. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop making excuses. You start doing what needs to be done, even when it's inconvenient. So instead of asking, "What do I feel like doing today?" start asking, "What would the best version of me do right now?" And then go do exactly that. And here's another truth that most people don't want to hear: you can't level up your life while staying in the same patterns. Growth requires change, and change requires letting go. Let go of old habits, old excuses, and sometimes even old environments that keep pulling you back. In America, people who truly transform their lives are willing to outgrow who they used to be. It's not about becoming someone else, it's about becoming who you were meant to be all along. That means making tough decisions, staying committed when it's uncomfortable, and trusting that the process is shaping you into something stronger. Keep going, even when it feels slow, because every step you take is building a version of you that's more capable, more confident, and more unstoppable than ever before.